Hey guys, it's CriticalCubing. Recently I watched a video by J-Perm where he goes over his F2L Lookahead technique, which basically uses an F2L edge to determine if he has to rotate or not for solving that F2L pair. And it uses the concept of good edges and bad edges, where you basically take a look at an F2L edge, and if the side sticker of the edge, the side sticker, matches with the center on the R layer or the L layer, then that edge is a good edge and you don't have to rotate for solving that F2L pair. And if the side sticker color matches with the centers on your front or on the back, then that is a bad edge and you will have to rotate for solving that F2L pair. And just as a quick example, this is an F2L edge and the sticker is red and I have red on the R side of the cube, so I don't have to rotate for solving this F2L pair. But this case in here, right, the sticker in here matches with the center in the front, so for solving this I will have to rotate. So solving this doesn't require rotation, and solving this will require rotation. So using the concept of bad edges and good edges, you can determine if you have to rotate for solving an F2L pair or if you don't have to rotate for solving an F2L pair. And I have seen many people use this technique, but personally I have never really used it. And in this video, I'm going to go over how I approach Lookahead and F2L and show you an alternative to the approach used by J-Perm. So first things first, what is F2L? F2L is basically a corner and edge pair that is solved simultaneously into one of these slots, but I have always thought of an F2L pair to be one whole entity. Before I show you how I approach F2L, I have to show you how I even recognize cases. I personally learn F2L intuitively, and the way I recognize cases is based on where the white sticker is. So a corner can have 3 stickers, and that gives me 3 cases for the corner's case, and I differentiate them based on where the white sticker is. So I call this the white on the side case because the white sticker is facing towards the side, and I call this the white on the front case because the white sticker is facing towards me, towards the front. The last case is the white on the top case where the white sticker is facing towards the top. And for solving my F2L cases, I always take a look at where the white sticker is, which gives me an idea of the corner's case. For the edge, I only look at the sticker on the U layer. So for example, this is the blue and orange edge, and this is the blue and orange corner, right? But I won't be noticing the blue at the back. I see the orange on the U layer, and I will match this orange with this blue in here. And this is one of the cases that you can get when you have the white on the side case, and I call it the non-matching case, because the stickers in the U layer are not matching. And the next case that you can have is the matching case, where the stickers in the U layer are matching, so both of them are blue and the previous one was non-matching. So intuitively for me, once I have the corner right, I see if I have a matching case or a non-matching case. And if I have a matching case, I just pair the F2L and then insert. And if I have a non-matching case, then I can just set them up like this and then just insert with RUR prime. So that is the fundamental of how I approach F2L, and I use the same concept for approaching the other F2L cases that I have. So white in front case, this is the matching case, so just pair up the F2L pair and then insert. And then this is the non-matching case, so just set up like this and then insert. Or you can also do R prime U prime R from this angle, or even L prime U prime L from this angle. It doesn't really matter. Now you may question like, how do you keep track of if you have to rotate or if you don't have to rotate? And the way I approach that is, if I have the non-matching case right, then I always make sure that the corner is on top of where it needs to go. So this is the white, orange and blue corner. So white, orange and blue, I make sure it's on top of where it needs to go, and then I can solve my non-matching case. And if these were matching, then it does not really matter for me. I can pair it up any way. I can pair it from this angle, I can pair it from this angle. The pairing angle does not matter for me. The only thing that matters is if I'm inserting in the correct slot or not. And the slot position is based again on the corner. So this is the white, orange and blue. White, orange and blue has to be in the back, and I have the F2L pair made in here. So I can just insert like this and I'm done. My F2L recognition is mainly based around the corner, and I only use the edge to determine if I have the matching case and non-matching case. The only thing that I do differently is how I approach the white on top case. And for this I have 2 approaches that I use, and this also have different recognition methods. So for example, in this scenario, the blues and blues are matching, so I can just do a lefty sledgehammer like this, and I can make up my F2L pair. And this is one of the cases that J-Perm had shown in his video. And in here I see orange and orange on the top matching, so I can just pair them up like this and then insert at the back, because that is where it needed to go. And if it were not orange and if it were blue, for example, so now I have orange and blue in here, Instead of solving it as a white on top case, I would solve this as a white on front case. So I'll just move the blue like this and then set this up into a 3-move insert like this. And I know that this corner needs to be at the back, so I move the corner like this because I know that the corner has to be on top of where it needs to go. So I keep the corner on top of where it needs to go and then just simple insert like this. And the other way that I solve the white on the top case is by getting the edge near the slot where it needs to go. So this is the blue and red edge, and I just get it near the slot where it needs to go like this. And then I open up the slot and stack up the corner on top of the edge. So the edge is in the back now, and I can just stack up the corner on top of the edge, and my pair will be made, and I can just insert them like this. And this can also be used when you have the case in here and it needs to be inserted in this back slot. Just get the edge near the corner or the slot in here, open up the slot, stack up the edge, your pair is made, and then just insert the back. Or the other way that you can recognize is that blue sticker, matching. So this is the matching case. I can just simply pair them up and then insert. My F2L style is mainly based on the corner and then just some intuition to accommodate the edge. This is not to say that I completely disregard the edge and I never look at the side sticker. I have to look at the side sticker for making sure that I have the correct edge and I don't insert the wrong edge in the F2L slot. But when solving the F2L pair, I always use the edge just to determine if I have the matching case or the non-matching case. And now I'll go over some examples to help illustrate this concept. This is the scramble and I will solve the white cross in all of them. And the solution for the cross is easy, R, D, R prime. Then you have to do L prime, B, L2. And for my first F2L pair, I have these two. So this edge is just going to be stationary and the corner will be on the U layer and I will have the white on the front case. So with this recognition method, I only need to know what corners case I have. Like in here, I know I have the white in the front case and the edge sticker. So this edge will be stationary and this is the matching case. So with just these two information, corner and edge, you can solve your F2L pair. And I will just solve my cross now. And this edge may not look like a matching case, but if you were to imagine the edge on the U layer, then these two are matching, and that is how I know it's a matching case. And the corner is the white in the front case, just like I mentioned. And for solving this, I can just pair it up like this, and then just insert like that. And while I was doing that, I noticed these two, and these two can be set up into a 3-move insert, and you can use this slot to your advantage. So you can just split these two corner and edge like that. And the beauty about this recognition method is that with JPOM's recognition method, you might just rotate like this and then use this back slot to your advantage, right? With this recognition method, you don't have to worry about if I should rotate or if I should not rotate when you initially start with the F2L case. You just need to worry about that at the end when you're inserting the F2L pair in the slot. So in this case, I know that only this slot is occupied, so I can use all of the other 3 slots to my advantage. And when I see this case, I can just use this front slot to my advantage, split these two up, and now I can rotate and then just insert. And doing it this way is also 1-move efficient. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, as opposed to just seeing this, rotating 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So this is the pair, and you can also insert the pair from this angle with L move so that you have the slot at the back. And here I have this F2L pair stuck in here and the other edge is stuck at the back. Now here you cannot see the red sticker, but just from this angle, all of these edges on the U layer are yellow, and then this is not the edge. So the edge has to be at the back, and green being on the side means I have the matching case since the red will be in here. And I can just pair up the reds like this and then insert. And then this was the last case, and this case I will just take the case out, and then this is just simple split the F2L pair and then just insert like this. This is how I end up after solving the cross, and this is the first pair that I will solve. And I can set this up into 3-move insert by doing R prime U R, and then the corner is on top of where it needs to go, so I can just rotate and insert like this. Next, I see this pair in here, and this is a really easy case. You can just take this F2L pair out like this, and then you can just insert it at the back like that. And the last two cases both have the matching cases. So these two are matching, these two are matching. And I will solve these two first, since if I were to solve this, then I would need the back slot empty if I were to do it rotationless. But since this is occupied, I will have to do a rotation if I were to solve this case. And this I can solve without a rotation, since both of my front slots are empty, and I can use this front slot to pair up these two like this. And then I can just solve this one. And then I'm left with this case, and in this case I only have this slot to use, so I will just rotate like this and then just split these two up and then insert. This is the next scramble, and I will be solving the white again. And for my first pair, I will be choosing these two in here. D prime, U prime, L, F prime is going to bring this edge to the U layer, and this corner will go here, and then F prime will put this back in here. and I will have a pair like this in here, but I will have the green remaining to be solved, and I can sort of influence this last pair while inserting the green one. So I'll solve it like this, and then the green is left to be solved. And I can just do a U prime and then R, and I can sort of break that bad pair and still get a decent enough case as my first pair. And this is going to be my first pair. And using the J-perms method, you might just rotate in here and then use this slot to solve this F2L pair, since the edge is matching with your front center and you will need to rotate. But I will not rotate in here actually. Like I mentioned earlier, I can use any of these slots to my advantage when I'm pairing up my matching cases. So I can just use this slot and pair up my F2L pair like this. And usually when I have to insert in this slot, right, I just do a U prime and then FU prime, F prime like this, just because it is very easy for me and sort of habitual at this point. But while you're pairing, you can see that this needs to go in this slot, and then as you're pairing, you can just rotate and then insert. So you don't have any headache if I should rotate or if I should not rotate while you're pairing this F2L pair, since the rotation comes after you're done pairing this F2L pair. And while you're pairing the F2L pair, you can think about the rotation then. So the look ahead is really simple. So this pair, just simple insert like this. And then I have this corner in here and this edge in here, and I can set this up into a 3-move insert. And with J-perms recognition method, you might see that the edge will match up the center in the front, and you will need to rotate. So you might just rotate and do something different. But in here, I'll just take the edge out like this and then just solve this without caring about the rotation in the initial stages of the F2L pair. And another cool thing when you have the edges stuck in this position is that you can manipulate your edges. So instead of taking the edge out like this and then solving, you can also use a sledgehammer like this, which will change the gen of this edge. And now this is a good edge and you don't need to rotate for solving this. But this is sort of advanced and beginners may not be doing this. So the most straightforward way is to just take the edge out and then solve. Or you can also keep the corner in this position and then just pair directly. And then you can just solve this like that. Next case is this one, but I personally don't like this case, so I will be solving this one in here. And for solving this, you can take this corner out in like this. And then you can cancel and just pair these two up at the same time like this. So you take out the corner and you also simultaneously pair it up, and then you can just insert it like this. And you have this last case, and you may be inclined to solve it with a rotation like this and then solve it as a matching case. But you can also solve this as a non-matching case. And that's the beauty of the edge when it is stuck in this F2L slot. You can take out the edge like this, or you can also rotate like this and then take out the edge so that you have the orange on top. And these sort of cases are really useful in the beginning of the F2L when you have the slots empty, because you can manipulate the edge to your advantage and sort of influence better F2L cases. And even like force, rotationless F2Ls and all of that, which are advanced concepts which I won't go over in this video. These two are set up in here and then just simple insert and your F2L is done. This is how I end up after solving the cross, and this is the first pair that I noticed. And you can solve this case in two ways. Since the edge is in the slot, you can either take the edge out like this and then solve it rotationless, or usually what I like to do is I can set this case up into the 3-move insert by just taking the edge out like this and then also inserting at the same time using arm moves, which in my opinion is much more faster to do. And then we have this case and also this case, and I personally will solve this case since this is easier to solve as opposed to this case. And the way I solve this case is to just pair this up like this and then insert this. And now, since the slot is open, you have a chance to influence the other F2L pair. And this in certain cases comes out to be really useful. So usually I just keep the slot open and then I close the slot after I'm done inserting the other pair. And in this case, you have the choice to either solve the matching case or you can also solve the non-matching case. And in this case, I will just keep the corner in here since I know that once I close the slot, this is going to be a non-matching case. And from this position, I can transition pauselessly and solve this in a multi-slot way like this, which is really fast to do. And lastly, we have this pair in the back. And for solving this pair, you have two options. You can either do a rotation and then do it like this and then solve it from this angle. Or since the F2L till now has been rotationless, you can also solve it rotationless by just doing it like this. F2L is paired up and then just simply insert like that. The only drawback is that entirety of this algorithm is using L and U moves, which is slower to do than R and U moves. This is the last scramble that I'm going to show since the video is becoming long. And in here we have two white on the top cases, and I'll solve this case first since I can solve this using R and U moves, and this will require L moves. And for solving this from this angle, you put this edge in the slot and then you do a sledgehammer to pair up your F2L in here, and then just simply insert like this. And then I will solve this pair, and this is the non-matching case, and I can solve the rotationless since the corner is on top of where it needs to go, and this is the non-matching case. So just split them like this and then just solve like that. And next I will solve this case, and this is the sledgehammer case since the blues and reds are not matching. And if you were to push the corner in this position, right, and do a sledgehammer from here, then the pair is being made at the back. But from this position, I will not do the sledgehammer approach since that is inefficient. And from this angle, I can just put the edge near the position where it needs to go, open up the slot, stack up the corner on top of it, and then just insert like this. And the last is this one. This is the matching case. And for this, I will need to rotate. So I will rotate like this, so as to use this slot to my advantage. Otherwise, from this angle, I cannot really use this slot since the white is facing toward, like from this angle, the white is facing towards me, but this is the white on the side case if you were to notice it from this angle. And I cannot use this slot to my advantage from this position. So I have to rotate like this, and now I can use this slot to my advantage and then just pair these two up like that, and then just simply insert, and I am done. That was how I approach F2L using my intuitive method. If you did not understand something or you have a question for me, you can just comment down below and I will see to it that I reply. And I don't know if this is a faster F2L lookahead technique or not, but this is how I do it, and this is really easy. You just have one look for determining what corner case you have. You have a second look for determining if you have a matching case or non-matching case, and then you can just solve your F2L pair. And the other advantage of this is that you don't have to worry about rotation until the end where you have the pair made up. And the headache, if I should rotate and if I should not rotate, is made simpler since while you are solving the F2L pair, you can see if you have to rotate for the case or not. And the other thing that I will mention is to learn F2L intuitively, because learning F2L intuitively, you can create your own methods for recognizing cases, you can create your own lookahead methods, and that way you don't have to use borrowed recognition or borrowed methods since you can just come up with that on your own. Since you came up with it on your own, it might even be simpler to you, and you can be faster with your own method instead of using a borrowed method. So that was my technique for approaching F2L lookahead, an alternative to the approach used by JPerm, and I will see you in my next video. Take care guys, and bye.